Alright, gang, welcome back to our Island Preservation Challenge here on Ronida Island. It is still August, still raining, and obviously I've bought a slurry spreader. I think I made this track here just a little bit too big, but it's not that big of a deal. We likely weren't going to be pulling that field up much further up the side of that hill anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But anyway, I made it a little bit probably too big than it should have been. I think we've got a resolution here for the slurry. Remember, we had the slurry extension there, but we really didn't have any way to get the slurry out. I was trying to find the same thing that I utilized in the competitive one-tile challenge. Was really unable to do that, but ended up putting down this nice little pipe that goes directly into the ground, which is where all slurry is being stored anyway. And so what that basically means now, gang, including the manure, of course. Excuse me. Sciences are killing me again today. What that means is we're going to be able to actually start getting these fields to a much better state than they have been in the past, right? In the past, we've been utilizing, well, more specifically, stuck with utilizing oilseed radish, which is perfectly fine. There's really nothing wrong with that. But now we will, in theory, be able to do a lot more with these fields, which is kind of exciting, right? It's kind of exciting. So let's get this small field done. We don't have a ton yet. We're going to continue to get more as we move along, and, you know, obviously more cows start to produce more. But, you know, for the time being, it should work. I don't know how far this is spreading. It looks like it's not too far, but that's all right. So, if we take a look now, this has got a 50% fertilization. If we go back here behind, it should be 100%, and it is. Awesome. So, things have changed, right? We're going to make a lot more now off this process. This is going to be good. It's going to be really good for us. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are, like I said, overall, relatively good here. We got to go get more. The only negative here is that, obviously, this doesn't hold all that much. We're obviously going to have to get a larger version of this later on. Now, full transparency, I won't really not planning to do it because, again, I'm not trying to do stuff that is outrageously unrealistic. Sometimes there's really nothing, there's no way around it. Sometimes you're going to kind of have to, right? But this is a Colossus one, so technically, if we really, really wanted to, we could up the capacity of this to an absolute insane, unrealistic size. But again, I don't think it really makes that big of a difference, personally. I think we should go the real way, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. You know, it's unrealistic to have this have like 10,000, not 10,000, we have 10,000 in it. Like 100,000 liters, something like that, right? It's just a little unrealistic, in my opinion. It looks like it's got quite a wide spread, actually, now that I'm looking at this closer. Although it doesn't really specifically look like it when you're in the steering assist, but to me it looks like all of that was covered. Yeah, I think it's way wider than it's actually stating on that steering assist there. Okay, well, that field is 100% fertilized, so that is going to be the best yielding field we've had yet. Now, the problem, which I just showed you, obviously, is that we don't have a whole lot of slurry yet. We need to get some more cows. We need to get them reproducing more. They're in the process of starting that, but, you know, they're not quite there yet. We have a lot of baby cows in there, too, so once they get a little bit older, obviously, we're going to get a lot more out of them. But, you know, we're not anywhere near the realm of having a full entire pen here of cows yet, right? So it's going to take a while, but that's all right. That's okay. Slow and steady, we'll get there, right? Slow and steady. You can see a lot of the babies in there right now, as a matter of fact. So only 1,898 liters of slurry in there. Not really, in my opinion, worth to even focus on trying to put it on another field. I don't think it's really going to make that big of a difference, personally. But, yeah, cows are doing well, though, overall. So we've got 40 of each of the babies in there. They're 4 months now. So they're getting there, but they're not, you know, they're obviously not quite there yet. We probably need to move some more TMR over here very, very soon. Also, in the process of going down there to buy that slurry tanker, I did see that the worker Did get full here on stone, so we need to go and unload these, and then I can throw the worker back on here, trying to get the rest of this field done. And what we're going to do first and foremost, while the worker continues to do this, eventually we'll probably take over for the worker, but we're going to drill that little field there that we just put some slurry onto, right? We got to figure out what we want to put in there. That is what I'm calling our experimental field, and really is probably going to be our only field that we continue to do manual type of harvesting, drilling, and seeding, etc. on. Well, I guess seeding not, but it's probably going to be the only manual harvesting field, I guess. I guess that's how I should word it, because things we're planning to put in here, a lot of those are, well, quite frankly, they're just very, very expensive harvesters. It's not really worth it, in my opinion, so... I just have to figure out what I want to put in there. So we did spinach last time. I'm not going to do spinach again today. And I know I've got spinach just kind of sitting out here in the rain. Not really the most ideal situation for that either. It's fine, really, because it's kind of like lettuce. But still, I don't really want them all scattered out, just laying around like that. But that's all right. Like I said, we're selling those either today or we're going to sell them in the next episode. It's more than likely going to be the next episode because I think the price was still going up as of the last episode, of course. And... I still think it was like there was room for us to make another 15-20 bucks per 1,000 liters. So, you know, we don't have tons of money because I just bought that slurry tank there, but we've got enough that I'm not too concerned to wait until next month and do it then. All right, workers go on. Just let them do their thing. Whatever they want to do, that's fine. And we'll unhook this. I already had it unhooked. Now, one thing we don't have yet is a manure trailer? I don't know. I don't know what you call them. I forget what you call them. But anyway, we don't have one of those. We can spread manure down, too. Don't think still, again, we don't think we have enough to really do any of these fields. We need a little bit more before really we can justify doing one of those fields. Because if I do it, I guess I can do it. But if I do it, we're going to be doing only a portion of that field. So that portion of that field will have a better yield. So I guess technically we could do it. Maybe we should. What do we want to do in here? I guess we could do sugar beets. Sugar beets, green beans. Let's do green beans. Let's do green beans. We've done green beans in the past. I think we've done everything now that we can do, all the different crops specifically, with the exception, I think, of sugar beets. I think that's the only thing we haven't done, actually, with the manual approach. But anyway, how's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well. Things are overall good, man. Things are overall good. Probably need to turn off Grandma's knitwear. I think we're probably done chewing through most of that by now. I'll take a peek at that here in a second when I get turned around. But I think they're done, and if they are done, then yeah, we need to turn it off. I don't want to continue to incur fees and interest and all that, or not fees and interest, fees and everything else that you incur from having them run every month, right? Or every hour. Yes. And the cotton is still going, though. Cotton is still going. There's still a lot of cotton in there, actually. Now, we probably have some wool we need to bring over, so, you know, I'm only turning that off probably temporarily, but we'll get there eventually. In the last episode, I talked about greenhouses a lot, and, yeah, the greenhouses, that's coming very, very soon as well. Again, they've got some other things that are, personally, for me, maybe not in your eyes, but for me personally, I think I've got some other things that I would like to get done first before I start working on that. More specifically, I want to get started on the house that I've been kind of preaching for, I don't know, 5 to 10 episodes now. We really, really need to get that started. So for me, I think I want to get that going first, get the sawmill down, all that stuff down first, and then from there we'll start going towards the greenhouses. Of course, if we have enough money to do it and still do everything I just mentioned, then yeah, we'll do it then. But If not, we'll wait a little bit and then do that. So. Now, as far as what I'm going to put right there where the cricket greenhouse is right now, I don't know, maybe a greenhouse there too. I haven't fully decided yet. Maybe nothing, maybe something else goes there later on. I don't know yet. But that will be going away. I mentioned that, I think, in the last episode. I'll mention it again now. It will be going away. I like the cricket greenhouse. Again, the reason why we had it to begin with was because it was a constant around $2,000 every pallet type of approach for us, whereas other greenhouses, you've got to wait for a whole year before you really make a bunch of money. And a lot of you correctly pointed out that I could be making a lot more money with other greenhouses, especially now that, money is, I don't want to say it's not a problem anymore, because it certainly still is, but in regard to us, going into the red or having any kind of issue like that, I don't think we're there anymore. I think we're way past that now at this point. I think we have a successful farm at this point. But early on stages, right, that was really critical for us to have that, so we could get an extra couple $1,000s every single month. That was absolutely critical, and no longer really that point anymore, in my opinion. So I do think it is time for us to do a bit of a greenhouse upgrade. That is certainly going to help. Now, we got lots and lots of eggs back there. Lots and lots of eggs. I mean, a lot of eggs. Astronomical amount of eggs. And that is only going to continue because we have 500 and some odd chickens in there, which is absolutely crazy. They have plenty of food probably for the rest of the whole season, really. More than that, as a matter of fact. Though there's probably still going to be food in there by the time we get the wheat field harvested, right? So this will be good, man. This is our first fully 100% fertilized field. It's a small field, but it's a start, right? The first one we're ever going to have here on this series that's been fully fertilized. Utilizing nothing but natural type of resources. No solid fertilizer, no liquid fertilizer. Only byproducts of our cows. And obviously the oilseed radish that we did. Now, actually, at the time of this recording, I should be actually back now from the long weekend trip. I mentioned this last week. Taking a long weekend trip with my mom and my wife, of course. Going to DC. So the last time I was in DC, I want to say it was 7, maybe 8, maybe it was 6 even. I don't know. I was really young. Let's put it that way. I don't really remember a whole lot, honestly. So it'll be kind of cool to see some stuff that I normally would not remember. We did try to get into the White House. I think I might have mentioned this already, but if I did, just bear with me. We did try to get into the White House. Evidently, it was booked up, so there was no way for us to get in there. It would be kind of cool to see the White House. I have never... I thought I missed a portion over here, but maybe I didn't. Oh, there it is. I have never seen the White House. I've not even been near the White House. When we were little, we didn't even go. We didn't even go near it. So it'd be kind of cool to see it. Obviously from a distance, because I'm not going to be able to go inside it or anything, but... But it'll also be cool to see the, the Lincoln Memorial and all that stuff, right? I mean, I'm going to be gone by now, but if you're a member on the channel, you'll get to see this early. So if you've been in the area, if you know something that I should definitely check out, it doesn't even necessarily have to be any of like the touristy type of stuff. If there's a good restaurant or whatever, if you know of, let me know. Love to hear from you. All right, that field is done. All the green beans are in there. Now, we've got... we got to get started on these other fields. The problem is all these fields have rocks in them still. And, well, actually, both of them, we really probably should do oilseed radish still, shouldn't we? So never mind, I don't even need this anymore. Put this away. We'll go get the other one. But regardless, we still gotta get the stones up on everything. Wait a minute. Nope. The cotton field. No, wait. I'm getting confused with myself. The field on the far distance, that is a cotton field for sure. This one closest to us, it needs to have oilseed radish in it. The one back here, we did oilseed radish already. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Having a brain fart. It happens, gang. It happens. So I'm going to leave this down here, just so I don't have to come back all the way up and get it. Workers still got a ways to go before they're done with that. But we can go ahead and grab the other drill and we can get oilseed radish here in this wheat field. Yeah. Yep. There we go. I've got them all sorted out now. I'm all figured out. We got it all sorted. Once we grab that, we'll go over here. We'll get started on that, and then I'm going to take a look and see about the spinach here. Again, I don't think it's going to be today. I really don't. Probably need to move that water tank out of there as well, because I don't think there's an actual anywhere for us to store our new planter. It will not fit in the big shed over there. It will, or at least it should fit in here. I think it's the same size as this drill here, so it should fit in here. I think we're going to need more seeds too. I think we're running low on that, so I think we're going to need to get more seeds. Now I'm going to do the whole field again here. Like we did with our big massive cotton field over here. I know parts of it I'm not really going to need to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, quick autosave. Let's look at the spinach. Yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting. Is it going to be a huge difference for us to wait? Not really. I mean, we're going from 509 to maybe 523, but I'd rather have that extra almost $20, right? Could be more than $20, actually. Or it could be right at $20. Who knows? Technically, it's a little less than $20, 509 to 523, but you get the point. All right, well, you know what we got to do. We got to get this field, the oilseed radish in this field. Shouldn't take a terribly long amount of time, but it is a much larger field than we've been used to in the past. Hopefully by the time we're done with this, the worker will be done or nearly done with all the stones in that field, and then we're going to have to put the cotton in that field, like I said. That's really the goal here. I wanted to get all these fields done today. I didn't really want to wait. The longer we wait, the less money we make, obviously, in a faster period of time, right? We got to wait longer to get the cotton field ready to harvest, and that field there is going to make us an absolute insane amount of money with how much... with how big that field is, how much larger we made that field, right? That's going to make us a buku amount of money. And this field is not going to be any slouch either when it comes time to harvest it. A lot of it, like I said, almost all of it probably is going to go in for the chickens. But eventually, we're going to have so much food in there for the chickens that they can't really eat through it all. So we're going to start utilizing this and turn it into flour. And then we'll use this plus the eggs and do some other stuff, some other fun stuff, right? Along with the milk, right? Maybe at that point we start the sugar beets too. We can start introducing some sugar beets into the mix. There's a lot of things we can make from a bakery type of stuff that we really haven't done in FS25 yet. So I think that's kind of where we're going next. We're still going to be a heavy cotton farm here, but we're going to start focusing a little bit on some other items as well with some of these other fields as we move along here. I still like the idea of my outside edges here all being cotton fields. I can keep a coastal cotton farm approach or idea, running, if you will. I still like that idea, so we're going to continue that. But yeah, we've got a lot to do. We should be able to get all of it done today, though. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't. The only thing that's going to take a while is obviously that cotton field, but this shouldn't take terribly long. Like I said, we should be able to get this done. Oh, and the worker is full. Of course they are. Man, they are filling up rocks quickly over there then if they're already full. I always go the wrong way. Always go the wrong way. So let's go unload this. I'll get the worker back up over here running, and then I will be back with you, and we'll start a time lapse, and we'll get that field done. And hopefully the worker will be done with this field, and if they're not, we'll take over and finish this field for them.
there, gang, but we did get a lot done. It looked like the worker, for whatever reason, was just continuing to go over the field, even though there were no stones left in here that I saw. So we might have wasted, not even might, we did waste a little bit of money, I guess, paying the worker there for something that really looked like it was completed a while ago, but that's all right. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it now. We move on. Yeah, long way to go still in this field, actually. We're about, I don't know, 1/3 of the way through, but we still have a long way to go before this is going to be done for obvious reasons. So we're going to continue at it here. Now, luckily, I was a little concerned that we might need some more seeds here, but I think we might be okay. We'll see. Might be a little close, but I think we'll be okay. It's not using up that many seeds, which is a good thing, I guess. So we'll do a quick autosave here. I just want to take a peek at stuff really quick. More so from the essence of you know, the fertilization state of all of this stuff. So yeah, look at that nice dark blue color. It's the first time we've got that, which is great. For some reason, these are not populating with any kind of fertilization color. I don't know why. I don't know what the problem is there, but yeah, whatever. It'll still be kind of this basish light blue color, I guess. This one's kind of a little bit more than that, I guess, because it was grass, right? But yeah, we're cruising, man. We're cruising along and doing the best we can here, given everything that's going on. Now, ironically enough, this is like a darker blue, and now it's going to a light blue, which is kind of interesting. Now, next month, I mentioned this, I think, in the last episode, but I'm going to mention it again here. Next month, my true goal really is to get started on the house. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but really, next month is going to be the month. Next month, we will have some things to do. I don't think this one's going to be ready to harvest. I think it needs one more month. So we'll have this wheat field, obviously, to get drilled, and we will do that in the next month. But after that, we really won't have anything. We won't have anything else to do that specific day. Now, obviously, we can find some things to do. We won't have anything specific to do. So ideally, what I would like to do next month is we'll sell obviously all the spinach. That is one other thing we have to do. Whatever money we get from that spinach, ideally, I want to buy plot 66 here, as I talked about, or field 66, or whatever you want to call it. It's got some trees on it, and then hopefully we'll still have enough money to put down some kind of a small sawmill, so we can actually get the process started for starting to make planks and things like that we're going to need for the house, right? Now, what I will do off camera is kind of figure out, at least initially, some of the things that it's going to require. I'm having a hard time finding any kind of extra house construction project to do other than the one that's kind of in here, right? Which we talked about doing, which is this one, but it requires the extra stone. I don't really necessarily think I want to do that. So we're going to see. Maybe we find something else to do. I mean, there's a holiday home we could do, which doesn't really seem like a dream home. It just seems like a home you would have somewhere on a bunch of land out in the middle of nowhere, maybe. So I don't think that's really going to work out for us. I've done this one before. I really wanted to do a log cabin. It just doesn't really appear like we're going to really be able to do a log cabin unless we do this one. And again, I don't really think I want to do the castle stone. It is another equation that we would have to factor in that's going to take a lot longer. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is there's a high probability here that the whole log cabin idea that I had may be going away, and we may be doing something else. Perhaps we do this house, or whatever. It doesn't matter yet. We'll figure that out. But yeah, we'll see. I just don't want to do this one because I've already done it in the past. It's very nice. I really like it, but I just want to change it up. I want to do something a little bit different. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure out whichever one we decide to do, and we'll kind of go from there, I guess, right? But we'll figure it out. It's just surprising that there hasn't been, a whole lot else from a constructible standpoint put into Mod Hub. You would think, there'd be a lot more out there, but I guess most people aren't really that interested in doing the constructions, which I kind of get because it takes a long time, right? It's a... How do I want to word it? It's a tedious task, I guess, is how I'll put it. When you could literally just go and find a mod and put one down, right? We are going to get so much money off this field when it's time to harvest this. It's going to be a long time because cotton takes a long time, but man, we are going to get so much money. While we're processing that, I should have enough time to go over here and look. How much wool do we have? Well, we got lots of wool over here, so yeah, we need to move that over. A lot of people were talking about the sheep and how I should, if I, went heavy on the sheep, I could really probably just have Grandma's Knitwear completely full with wool. You're probably right. I definitely probably could. I didn't do that for one reason or another, but you're probably right. We probably should add that to the list. Make some modifications there. Add a larger area for the sheep, right? Even if it's the same exact shed, it doesn't really make a difference, or the same exact pen, whatever you want to call it. We can make the fence area bigger, larger for them, right? We probably should do that. So I think we might consider doing that here in the near future as well. Of course, having everything else that I've talked about, there's a lot of things on the plate, on the docket to try to accomplish. That's one of them we can add, but probably a lower priority right now for me. It's just personally. So I don't normally like doing time-lapses back-to-back, especially when it was such a long time-lapse, but really I don't have a whole lot else to talk about. We've got to get this field done today. I said we were going to get it done today, or we're not going to end the episode until I finish it. Let's get it done. Luckily, we're so far along now that it really shouldn't take too much longer, probably about 10 to 12, maybe 15 minutes of real time, which sped up. That will only be a minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. So let's get it done. All right, well, this is taking, well, it took, I guess I should say, longer than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be around a 12 to 15 minute time lapse. It ended up being almost 20 minutes of real time, but we'll speed it up, so hopefully it's not terrible to watch. And yeah, we're pretty much done. And we did have enough seed, nearly, to be able to get all of this done without having any concern. But yeah, plenty really to get it done. We're going to have about 10% probably by the time we're all said and done, which is less than 100 liters of seed in here, which is not that much really, but it's enough to obviously get this done. It just doesn't require all that much when it comes to the seeds, which is a good thing. So field's all done, and so are we for today. Very busy day. We got everything we wanted to get done accomplished today. Next month, as I mentioned, will be a little bit of a less busy day. We'll have to take care of this wheat field here, but other than that, everything's going to be probably still in the growing stages. So we'll see what we can do as far as maybe greenhouses and get started on the house over there on the island potentially, or at least get some of the resources started for the house over there. Thanks so much for watching, gang. Thanks for your support as always. It really does mean the world to me. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. If you want early access to videos like this one, there's a link down below. Check out the second channel, check out the Discord. Chop, everything all linked down below for you. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time.